Hello.
Yeah, that's your name.
Squirrels got me.
Big Jim.
Yeah.
really cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
Cold and fun.
That's good that you think of it, because that's what deer hunting typically is cold and fun.
Yesterday morning, I'm glassing up on the pass, and I see these deer moving, and I'm like, ooh, there's some deer moving. All of a sudden, I just see this person just head down, just hauling ass, wearing shorts and a t-shirt with a pack on. And I'm like, is that Tard? My dad always talks about floating through the woods like the autumn breeze.
So Robert's
when you're
the
275 pounds, I don't know how you do that, but
the Freightliner. It's just like a creeper. You're just kind of up in the corner watching what's going on down there.
yeah,
You know,
he's like,
he's up there slapping, pissing all over everything.
is it warm yet?
How did you know the name of the actor?
I know.
How did you say his name?
Hervé Villagers.
You know what pert near means.
If you know what pert near means and you live in America, you're a redneck too.
Welcome to the Log Talk Podcast, brought to you by Pert Near Outdoors.
It's that time of year. It's that time of year where we all need to be thinking about, do we have everything we need to hit the woods? Chances are you don't, and if you think you do, you probably could use some more. So how about you go over to thehuntworks.com and check out all the incredible products these guys are carrying. This is a great family, local store. Dan and Steve Dunnigan, a couple hardworking sumbitches. They are now carrying archery equipment, everything from bows to arrows to broadheads, quivers, you name it. So on top of all the great tree stands and box blinds that they're carrying, they're now a full-on archery dealer, and really recommend that you check these guys out for your next big purchase. Head over to thehuntworks.com to see what they've got for sale, or if you're local in the Rochester area, head on over to their store in East Rochester on Dispatch Drive and check them out. They are on social media, The Huntworks, and also online, like I said. And if you purchase anything online, you can use promo code FEEDIN'Em to get 5% off, and that's FEED, FEEDIN, INUM, 5% off. Feed 'em.
Hey, welcome everybody to episode 226, Pert Near Outdoors, and we are in Big Willie's garage here having a midday cocktail, a little adult refreshment, and some hors d'oeuvres. Got Big Al Mack with me.
How are you?
How are you, Al?
I'm doing good.
Shot 3 times at a yoke this morning. Hit them all 3 times, though, right?
We got them.
We got them.
A lot of BBs in them.
Yeah, we'll find out soon.
Kill them all.
And then we got his brother, Chico. Chico's never been on the
No.
podcast. Welcome, Chico.
Thank you.
So,
Glad to be here.
Well, I got you. So Chico is actually Steve Mack. That's of the Mack boys. That's Steve. But all I know, everybody always kind of, I don't know where Chico came from. How long you?
Well,
like my whole life, I've only known you as Chico.
I think I was 10 years old, and he gave it to me. Chico and the Man.
Yeah, that's why I figured it was from the Chico and the Man.
Something to do with that.
And it stuck.
Oh yeah, it stuck for a long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Most of my life.
Just like that reminds me of Jimmy Simpson's boys. There, he had one that his nickname. Did you know the Simpsons at all? You were from up that way.
Yep.
So the one was Booger and one was Bra. And they're stuck too, so you're better off with Chico.
Yeah. I'll keep it.
Oh my God! So then we have my friend Josh Monster that we have reconnected, so that's pretty cool. So Josh, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So Josh is a retired law enforcement from Livingston County Sheriff's Office, and we're going back, 2012 probably. Josh and I came together working on school security, and since then I've retired, and Josh has retired, but Josh went on to work at Day Automation, still working in the arena of school security and building design, and so be probably of no interest to our listeners, but at some point in time I'll have to talk to you about like what new technology's out there, because I always enjoyed that. But so I hooked up with Josh, trying to think whether, I don't know how, it was last year maybe a little bit or something. But anyways, you ran into my son Billy.
Yeah.
Technically this is Billy's podcast, but I took it away from him. So he asked me to keep it going until his life quieted down. So that was a couple years ago. So But he's still on occasion. So, you know, I do some podcasts, and you and I were talking, and you had met Billy through the school connection. You were like at Wayne Finger Lakes or something.
Yep.
And talking deer hunting probably with Billy or something.
So you know, I was at this conference, and I got introduced to him, and we started talking about deer hunting, and he's like, "Oh, I got this podcast, Pert Near Outdoors." I'm like, "Oh, I've never heard of it." And you know, so then I started. You know, we talked about hunting for a little bit, and I talked a little bit about the show, and I hadn't heard it yet at that point. So after we left the conference, I started listening to it. You know, you guys gained one more subscriber from me. You know, and I started listening to it. I really liked it. I really liked the message that you guys were presenting, you know, getting youth involved early, and you know, making it a family atmosphere and introducing people to the sport. You know, that's what I've always encouraged myself, right?
Yeah.
And so I started listening to it, and about the second or third episode, I hear your voice, and I'm like, man, I recognize that voice. And then I get going, I hear a little bit farther, and then the name comes out, and I'm like, a light bulb goes off. I'm like, that's Bill Harvey, right? So then I still had your number in my phone, so I text you. I go, is this Big Will or is this Big Willie?
Yeah.
And you say, sure is, you know, and we just kind of rekindled. And that was almost about a year ago now.
Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, why don't you, so, I mean, you've retired, you've gone on, and you're working now with Day Automation, and that's going well for you. Yep. And we had a conversation last year, and again this year, we're talking about it again with your involvement with the what is it? It's Whitetails Unlimited.
Whitetails Unlimited. Yes, it's a national company organization that is geared towards funding for education for outdoors stuff for children, right, for kids. And there's a local chapter that I'm a part of. I've been a part of for probably about 5 or 6 years now down in Dansville, the Stony Brook chapter. It's called. And it's a great event. You know, we'll probably talk about it a little bit more, but you know, I can talk about it now. It's going to be held this March 28th, this Saturday. Doors open at 4. Dinner's at 6. There's a lot of great activities. There's about 300 people that come to it. It's a very large event. Gets bigger and bigger every year. We give away about 50 guns. There are all kinds of games and door prizes. We've got silent auctions. We've got door prizes. We've got bucket raffles. We've got a mystery blind that you can buy raffle tickets for. We've got a kids table. We got a females table. We've got a bunch of different games. We got a 3-bag mystery raffle game. We have a gun board that you guys do similar to Shed Fest with a deck of cards, right?
Yeah. Oh, you do that one too?
Yeah, I think we give away 6 or 7 guns just at that board alone. That's probably our biggest hit. Then we got the knife game where you get a knife and one of the knives has a wing.
Oh, we've done that where you buy the knife and they're all numbered.
Yeah, yeah. And then then we have some silent auction items, and it's a great event. It really is. It's well ran. It's.
Are you involved with running that?
I am. Yeah. So I've been involved in running it for about 5 or 6 years. It's very family oriented. One of our biggest critiques we got over the years was it ran too long for some of the kiddos to stay so late. So we've really tried to speed it up, and we try to get out of there by 9 o'clock at the latest because that starts to get a little late for some kiddos, you know. And
get a little late for us.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Ale's in bed and his phone is off by then. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So who MCs that?
So there's the guy from National comes out.
Oh, okay.
The guy from National comes out, MCs it. We do have a local auctioneer from the Dansville area. He does the auto auctions. Kyle Tracy and his dad come in. They do the auction items.
Okay.
But the MC of the event is the National guy.
Right. So if I brought a Pert Near crew down there.
Tracy that we know?
If no, he wouldn't be there. So maybe we bring a Pert Near crew down. You give us a shout out there.
100%.
Yeah, right.
100%. Yeah.
So I was excited. I was looking through it, your the web page for the event and looking for like the big event sponsor table, right? Because I would do that at National Wild Turkey Federation.
Yep.
We would be like a sponsor. I think they call it a event sponsor or whatever. And so you would buy this and be like $1,500 or $1,200 or whatever, and you got a gun for the table. Yep. And then I'd invite all the guys. Our gang would go, and then we would all chip in on the $1,500. But you were guaranteed somebody was going home with a gun. Well, you guys got the same thing.
We do almost the exact same.
The only thing is $2,500. Of course, it's been a long time since I've done that. But I mean, that's there's a lot of stuff that goes there. So I don't know if I can get a table this year and get enough guys together to, you know, to do it. But we did, you know, here where you're sitting, this is our Bean Hill Meat Cutter Shop. So this is where, like, we do our skinning over here. Those bench tops flip up. So we do steaks and roasts over there. That table over there does burger. So it does front and hind quarter burger. This one is necks and roast. This is packaging. So we got, like, the whole thing. So we did a local 9638 Bean Hill Meat Cutters table that we were a sponsor. I did an ad and a thing. We were just busting chops. But we had a blast. Spent a ton of money, came home with a lot of good stuff. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
There's a lot of good stuff at the Whitetails banquet. You know, one thing I forgot to mention, and the main reason why we do the banquet is fundraiser, local fundraiser. So, you know, we give out about $15,000 a year locally to conservation groups.
Out of this Stony Brook chapter?
Out of the Stony Brook chapter.
Wow.
Yeah, about $15K every year.
So all the money stays here in New York.
Majority of it, about $15K of it. Yeah, they get their cut for some of it, but $15K is a pretty. We struggle every year towards the end. I think last year I kind of said, "Hey, do you know any groups that need any money?" Right. So a lot of schools nowadays have these shooting clubs.
Well, they have right. Other than like shooting trap and skeet.
Yep.
Or are you referring to the trap and skeet?
The trap and
league?
skeet clubs, the leagues they have.
They're always needing money, you know, because you're shooting up clay targets and the ammunition. And, you know, I've been to a couple, like, gun club meetings, and that was always a thing. But like Caledonia, they have one, and they're always running a raffle.
Gotcha.
You know, to locally, you know, to try and help support that group. So
yeah, Livonia has one. Dansville has one.
Avon's
I think
Avon's got one. They shoot in Lakeville.
Yeah. It's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we donate to the Scouts as well. You know, a bunch of different stuff. We're always looking for people to give this.
Well, that's nice that some of that money can stay
right,
local.
That's what I was wondering.
Exactly.
I know Al and I have been involved with the NDA, with the National Deer Association. We do some events down at Upper Genesee chapter down in Wellsville. And, you know, it's the same type of thing where they, you know, you get some for local, but the majority really goes to corporate. And I can't speak to it percentage-wise, but I know it's a good chunk, you know. And so, I mean, that's cool. If you can, is most of that money that you're generating and able to share with youth and youth sports, is most of that coming out of this banquet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's all coming out of the banquet. So we get a certain percentage that we have to spend back to the thing, and then we have a deadline. If we don't spend it all, then we have to give it back to national.
Sure.
So that's why we're always scrambling at the end of the year to try to give some more money out.
Yeah. Well, last year, you know, we did the Shed Fest.
Yeah.
And at the Shed Fest, we made a good chunk of money for a, you know, I don't know, what would you say, a 6-hour event or what? I don't know. Half a day anyway, you know.
Yep.
And we made a good chunk of money, and we went over and we donated it to Camp Good Days and Special. No. It was Rotary Sunshine Camp.
Yeah, Sunshine.
Over here in
5 Points Road.
But it was enough to sponsor 2 campers for this past summer. Mm-hmm. So, you know, 2 kids that maybe otherwise would not have been able to go to camp, they got to go to camp. Right. So that was good, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Want to hear another connection with the group here?
Yeah.
That's where Chico and I first met, was Rotary.
Yeah.
We were in Rotary together in Livonia.
Livonia.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a Rotarian.
I was a Rotarian for a while,
Yeah.
All my buddies.
They wouldn't let you into Masons, would they? You couldn't memorize the handshake.
I was a Mason at work too. I used to bring a lot of cement around, but
no kidding.
Yeah. It was kind of more. I hung out with not so much Josh at the time, but my buddies Matt Young and Johnny Haw, and it was kind of a night out to have a couple cocktails with the boys.
Yeah.
We go do good things too. I mean, everything we did Rotary wise, I enjoyed it. Just donate my time at the fair, and that was all fun.
Putting in handicap ramps. And
we did that a few times. Yeah, painted a couple ramps and for older people in the community. We did a lot of different things.
Medical devices and stuff that we give to the community.
Yeah.
Al gives blood on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
Twice a year. 4 Reds.
How many gallons you given so far?
13 gallons.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Since I was 40.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he ain't never been in Rotary or anything like that.
No.
But he's always
elk member.
Yeah, a little bit.
Were you in elk?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A few years. Just wasn't my thing at the time. They do a lot of great things also as far as donating and time, but you had to have time to do that, and I was still working and all the other activities that I like to enjoy. Just wasn't time. Now I would probably have a little more time to donate more, but we still supporting that. So
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you said you were coaching and Josh was scorekeeping at Livonia?
Scorekeeper, yep.
Was that varsity high school?
Well, he did the JV game and the varsity game, and I helped out with both. But
I always knew you coached Dale,
Right.
but I didn't know that Chico had coached too in Livonia.
that was fun too. We had a good time then.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then, and I didn't know this till these guys told me today, but you married Doug Emlich's daughter.
Yes. Yep.
So, small world. And then you remember the, I don't know if you were with her at the time, but when Emlich's, they had they used to have the store here in town.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't with her, but I've heard the stories.
Yeah. I'll never forget the night that place burned,
She probably wasn't even, his wife wasn't even born when they had that.
I don't know. See, I'm dating
She remembers it. She remembers going in there.
Oh, really?
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
So she was. She must have been. I don't know what year that was.
86.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, because that's the same year my son was born, 86.
I'll tell you, long time, right?
More.
20, more than 20, probably 25 years ago. But that was crazy.
Roger was a good man. Her grandfather, Roger.
Oh, I don't know if I ever knew Roger.
Great man.
Was he? Is he the one that ran that? Was Doug's dad?
Yep.
Yeah, we went there as kids, and my parents.
Yeah, everybody did, right? I mean, that was like a main going to the store there. Yeah.
That's where we went for our drugs.
Yeah,
That's right.
He shared a story about how a gentleman, came back many years later and gave him money. And he's like, "What do you give me money for?" He goes, "This is from all the stuff that I stole from you in years past."
Oh boy!
Right? But like that meant a lot to him. He's like, for that guy to come back and
was eating at him all that time.
Yeah.
I should go to the Pock store because I stole a lot of candy down in Rush. Yeah, stole a lot of candy there in my days.
Take him a 12-pack of Mother's Milk. They'll appreciate it.
Closed up now. Yeah.
Oh my God. So Josh, how we were talking all the time that we knew each other.
Yeah.
We never talked about hunting. So tell me a little bit about your background. How'd you get into hunting? Was it family thing or what?
Not really. I remember growing up when I was younger, my grandfather and uncles would hunt, but I was always too young, and I was always kind of like, when they'd come up and they'd have their guns in the trunk of the car, and I would always be that little guy that was kind of like, "What are you guys doing? Can I come?" I was always too little, and then my dad never hunted. I would go and spend time with my grandfather during the summers, just outside Albany, and we would do some trapping. We never went actually whitetail hunting, but we do trapping. We do some fishing. He sold bait and tackle out of his house. That was kind of a side gig for him. But I didn't really start getting into hunting until after I got out of the Marine Corps, which was funny. I had some local buddies down in Dansville that they hunted pretty much their whole life, and then when I got out of the Marine Corps, they said, "Hey, you should come hunting with us, right?" And so I started hunting in probably 05, 04.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when I first started. And then,
how old were you?
I was 22 or 3. Yeah. So I loved it. I fell in love with it right away, right? Like, I know I'm speaking to the choir here, but like once you gun hunt, I gun hunted first, and then I started bow hunting. I think it was like a year or two afterwards, and I just completely fell in love with the sport. It is just, I really enjoy sitting in a tree. That's my vacation. I tell people, like, my wife likes to go sit on a beach somewhere, and I'd rather go sit in a tree, right? Like in freezing cold weather and sit there and just watch the.
Well, especially earlier in archery. I mean, the weather's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. The woods are gorgeous. I mean, it's just the best time to be out there.
And the animals in their natural state too.
Everything's calm and see a lot going on.
Yeah, and I've been doing it ever since. Love it. My wife actually, when I was dating her, even before I was engaged to her, she bought me my lifetime hunting license.
Really?
Right? And I'm like, "Oh, this is a keeper." And I go, "You realize what you just did?"
I was gonna say she has no idea what she just done.
You just gave me 3 months, a year off.
Maybe she does know what she's doing.
Well, that's a good point, Chico. That's a good point.
Get them out of the house, and I'll get them this.
That's a very good point.
Oh my God!
But about Oh, it was probably about 9 years ago now. I got lucky through Rotary, actually. I was at an event, and a local family came up to me and said, "Hey, we're looking." They knew I was working at the sheriff's office, so they knew they could trust me. They knew that I could be a good organizer, and they said, "Hey, we want you to manage. We got some property that we'd like you to manage." I was like, "Okay, what hunter is going to turn down more hunting land to hunt, right?" So I said, "Sure, no problem." So I met this family at their house, and they. This was about 9-10 years ago now, and they gave me, hey, we want somebody that's going to keep track of who's down there. We've been told it's been kind of a free-for-all for a number of years, and we just want to keep track of who's down there, and figured you'd be the right guy, and so I've been doing that. So I got about just roughly around 1,000 acres that I manage, and I got lucky, really,
Kind of fell into that, huh?
Yeah, and I can kind of touch on this. If anyone who's ever tried to do that before, to kind of take over and manage some property. It's kind of been a free-for-all for a while. I ruffled some feathers, these people that are coming up and saying, "I've hunted this for years. What's this? Who are you?" And I'm like, well, the owners of the property are looking for someone to kind of keep track of who's down there. Give me your name and number, and this is what you got to do, and I must have crossed paths with 10, 15 hunters. And
Are you saying they still would be able to hunt if they did certain things or registered maybe with the landowner?
Exactly. And I gave them.
So that's not unreasonable. Just wanting to know who's on their property.
Exactly. I didn't give anything unreasonable, but they just wanted to be able to have free for all and not have to check in with anybody. Just go down there whenever they felt like it, And I said, no, that's not how it's going to be ran, but you can still hunt it. But this is what you got to do, And out of about 10 to 15 people that I crossed paths with, 2 people took me up on it, and they're still hunting there to this day.
No kidding.
Yeah, right. So
new sheriff in town.
Well, exactly.
literally,
yeah. But it was I ruffles and feathers. There was some rumblings in the area. They're like, "Oh, this guy's down here. He's an a-hole. He's doing this, doing that." I'm just doing what I'm being asked by the landowner.
Exactly.
And if I asked you to check in and do that, I'm sorry, that was too much to ask. Right?
Well,
it's all safety.
All safety.
Exactly.
That's really what it boils down to. You don't want something happening on your property.
You don't know who's around, when they're around. Yeah.
Exactly. And now we got about 12, 15 guys to hunt down there.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room, exactly. A lot of ag fields, but it's great. It's great hunting. But nice. I got lucky too at my house. I've got 80 acres I can hunt at my house. That's like shooting fish in a barrel there. I can literally shoot a doe every time I go out there. Which is nice for the kiddo. I got a young kiddo now that's 6 years old, and he gets mad when I go out without him. Literally,
has he been with you yet when you harvested one?
So
well, that's I have 1.2 acres in Henrietta, right in the middle of the town, and I can shoot a doe every time in there too. Because they're everywhere. Yeah, they're just everywhere. I had 9 of them in the backyard the other night, just running around, chasing each other, and feed them out of my garden. They eat my garden every freaking year.
Yeah. Last year, I went out with my kiddo, and it was crossbow season, and we shot 2 doe in one sit, right? And he watches all these hunting videos, right? And after I shot the 2 doe, he looks at me and he goes, "Now that was the easy part, Dad."
Yeah.
I go, Who are you?
What do you mean it's easy?
So then we go out and he was hooked ever since.
You didn't hand him the knife?
Yeah, exactly.
Now the work starts.
You do it.
But for him to say that's the easy part.
I know. He's been paying attention to these hunting shows.
Yeah.
Some states he's almost old enough to hunt.
I know.
I see it on TV all the time.
They're
shooting at 8 years old. They're shooting crossbows and rifles.
I don't know the exact age, but I think some of these states, they let the parent decide. Like when you feel the child's ready, the youngster's ready, you can let him actually partake. You have to be with them, obviously. It was funny. My son Billy, he had his son, little Bill Dan, with him, and not this past season, the season before, they went out and they shot a doe on their farm out in Wyoming County, and so Bill Dan, he's used to like the guys get a buck, and then we get Euro mounts done, the European mounts. So
take him to Jimbo Farrell.
Yeah, so he's like,
you know Jimmy?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
where we take ours.
Fuck. Jimmy.
I've known him a long time, playing softball in Honey Lake.
Oh my God! So Bill Dan says, Billy told him, he goes, "This is your deer here because this is your first deer," and he's like, "All right, then I want a Euro mount." Billy's like, "It's a doe," and he's like, "Well, so what? I want a Euro mount." So I took it to Jimmy Farrell, and Jimmy made me up a Euro mount for him. And then this year, Billy's up at camp. Billy came up and he brought his son Bill Dan and his cousin Jacob, and Jacob's dad AJ. He hunts with us. He's part of the PA crew and Letchworth and stuff when we hunt those areas. And so AJ came up too, and so he was a guest at our camp. And then my nephews were there. 2 of my nephews, my brother, and my 2 brothers. So we had a crew there, right? And the guys set up all across our property, and I'm just going to meander off. So my son Billy, he goes. We got a blind that we call the outhouse blind. You can see it like from the back bedroom in the cabin, but it's right close. You can take the kids to it. You're most always going to see deer. You might not always get a shot, but it's just a nice, easy little thing for the kids, you know. Yeah. So he goes there, and then doesn't he? I'm going up, and I'm still hunting my way up the side of the mountain, so I'm way up above there, and I hear a shot. I'm like, geez, I wonder if that was Billy, you know. So long story short, he took both the kids because he was in a blind, and AJ went and sat in a ladder stand. I don't know, Albert helped me put it up. It's down there just south of the cabin.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, so I told AJ, you know, where that stand was. I go get in that stand, and Billy was in that stand, and then that blind, and then my nephews went down to what we call Fort Naples, so they were in that blind, and so Billy shot, and so I'm like, I'll start working my way down there, see what's going on. He calls me, he's like, I got one. I have both the kids in the blind with me. You know, the kids are all jacked up, right? So I'm going down the hill, and I see this doe coming across down below me, so I shoot the doe, and so she goes down, and then a few minutes later, you hear a shot down the valley, and then AJ shooting a text out. He's like, big buck down, you know. We're like, gotta be kidding me, you know. So right away, I think my brother ain't gonna be happy about that, right? Bring AJ. He's never hunted here before in his life. He comes in here, he shoots a 9-pointer. It was like, oh my God, it's just, you know, luck of the draw, right? So, and then my other nephews farther down that were at Fort Naples, they ended up shooting like all within, I'd say within a half hour, we killed 5 deer. It's like that was the best day we had. But I mean, I don't know why. They were there, but it was really exciting to have both the kids there, and they're in the blind watching, you know. And so he got the shot. And then we got the kids, and by the time we got to the buck to retrieve the buck, the kids are like, "We'll just wait in the side by side. We're bored. This is boring." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
You know, we're out here. And,
yeah, I've had enough of this. Yeah. I gotta go.
We always carry little shooters of toasted deer gods, you know. So each deer we come to, we're toasting the deer gods. And I remember Bill Dan, he's standing next to me. He's like, "Grandpa, should you really be drinking this much early in the morning like this?" I said, "What goes on at camp stays at camp, Bill Dan."
That's right.
You know?
Oh,
you're gonna love this story. I don't know if Bill. Well, I'll tell it. So, you know, you gather around the deer, right, and we're talking, and you know, you're at camp, so you tend to, your language is colorful, right? I mean, you're swearing and cussing, but not like mad, you know, right?
Yeah,
so you're using some language.
That happens.
So we were gutting Billy's deer. We'd already gutted mine, dragged it back, and then we're gutting Billy's deer, and we're talking, and obviously we must have been swearing. So Bill Dan's there, and so he's standing there watching as we dress the deer, and he's like, he goes, "Dad, why is everybody swearing?" And he's like, "Well, that's like at camp sometime we're outside like this, we swear." And I go, "There's a time and a place, Bill Dan." I go, "Like you don't usually hear me swearing, right?" But I go, "We're at camp, we're out in the woods, so, you know, I'm using swear words and stuff." And he's like, "Well, can I swear?" Billy looks at me, my son, you know, he looks at me, and I'm
just not
like,
around Grandma.
Yeah, and so I said, "Just remember, there's a time and place. Don't go swearing in front of Mom at the dinner table and whatnot, you know, or at school." You know, so he looks at Billy. Bill Dan looks at Billy, and he's like, "Dad, can I swear?" Billy's like, "All right." And he's like, "Shit." And he's like, Billy's like, "Wait a minute, that was way too." It's like, you had that, you know. It was so. I'll never forget that. He asked for it, he said it, and then so then he gets home. He marches right in the house, and he doesn't tell his mom that we got a deer with Dad. He goes in and he tells his mom. He said, "Dad let me swear at the cabin." And then he comes out and he's all upset. So Billy said, "Bill Dan, what's the matter?" He's like, I got yelled at. And he's like, what? You're only in there 2 minutes. Well, I told Mom I was swearing at camp. Now she told me I'm not allowed to swear. He's like, oh, did you not hear, Grandpa?
That's great.
But these are, that's getting the youngsters in. It's just so much fun.
It's the best. It really is, But the only downfall now is my kiddo thinks that every time we go out, we get a deer.
Yeah, I think it's too easy.
It's too easy. I'm like, well, buddy, sometimes you got to sit there a couple sits before you even see a deer, buddy, right? Like,
well, so do you have acreage at your house
I do.
that you can hunt there, and then is the other property far away for you?
It's about 20 minutes away from me.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. No, it's not bad.
Is that ag land mostly?
Most of it, yeah. I would say about 400 or 500 of it is.
Yeah, so 50-50.
Yeah.
You sound like a nice piece. You fell into that.
I
Good
did.
for
I
you.
really
Good
did.
for you.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
I'm really blessed, and they continue to allow me to do it, which is nice.
So what are your hunting like? Do you only shoot big bucks, or are you a meat hunter per se,
so,
or what? Like, how do you?
My personal is which is going to kind of suck because I shot a good one this year, but my personal is I don't want to shoot anything smaller than what I've already shot. Right?
Okay.
So I've gradually gotten bigger, right? Got lucky to take a good one this year. So a couple years from here, this is going to be it's going to be tough to get. But I shoot as many doe as I can. We get an extra 20 doe permits down in Groveland.
Yeah.
Where I manage this property from the DEC.
The DMAPs?
So, yeah. So I like to take about 4, 5, 6 deer a year. 3 kind of feeds my family.
Yeah.
After that, I start donating. I've got some friends that I
that's
usually
where I
call
am.
up and say, "Hey, you need a deer? Yeah, I'll take one."
And the boys have gotten now.
Make
so
sausage and
all
that kind of fun stuff.
We make venison sticks and bologna and.
Oh yeah.
You ever hear of Log City Meats?
Yes, off your Pert Near Outdoors.
So we went down there. So this past Saturday, the 31st, was our sausage grind day. So we had, I still had the paperwork sitting out here on the bench, but we had, these are all the order sheets from all the guys, but we had, we took 138 pounds to Log City to have hot dogs and snack sticks. Their hot dogs are fantastic.
Phenomenal. I think they're better than Wilson's. I really do.
And the packing job they do on them, the packing job's really nice.
Yeah, the tear, be able to tear it. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that they're vacuum sealed, like we did a lot with Timmy Steele, and I'm not knocking Timmy Steele. I love his hot dogs. Yep. All his meat products are fantastic. But we started doing this. Like, you go up to Timmy and he'd have a box full of hot dogs. I come home and wrap them all, right? So I mean, the Log City, my son tried some meats there, and we're like, geez, that's pretty good. So we started going over to Log City. And but Al and I were down there, and we had a bunch. Well, you had some. I had 138. I don't know what you had, or did
60-something.
Yeah.
That was my second time through, though.
Yeah.
This year.
I was surprised how neat and clean that place was.
Oh,
very
spotless.
Nice.
Spotless.
Very nice. So we had
last year with Bill.
So we had took down a couple 100 pounds of meat, and then I needed like 100 pounds of pork trim to add to our fat for our sausage and whatnot. Add as fat for our sausage, and so we timed it so that we took them the meat. The meat was done. They sat on it for us, and we went down and got that on Thursday. So we got all the meat. So we had like 400 pounds of meat in the back of the truck. 500, I think, because counting the 100 pounds of pork trim. So we load up and we're heading back, and the sun was shining down there. And our wives are calling us, going, "Is it snowing down there?" We're like, "No, the sun's shining." We're down to Oak Hill. I don't know if you ever to Oak Hill. They got this Amish restaurant.
Dundee.
Yep, and we're up on the hill there outside of Penn having lunch, soup and a sandwich, and then going shopping, getting some oatmeal cookies and fry pies. And, oh my God.
I stayed home that day.
Yeah, you should have gone with us.
I know. I probably should have.
So you're going to love this, Josh. So we're heading north out of, we get done with lunch.
I can see it.
We're headed up out of there, and we go past Benton, and then we're going up this hill. I don't know what road that is. I don't think it's 14. I think it's County Road something, but it would bring you up out by the landfill.
Yeah.
So we're going up there, and it's snowing and blowing 10 degrees out. We're like, oh, boy, now we're into it. So Al and I are visiting. We're cruising along. All of a sudden you hear this bam, 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 bam. And we're like, holy Jesus. Like it was hitting the truck hard, right? So I look in my right side mirror because I could tell it was coming from that side, and all I see is black, like whipping around. I figure my right rear tire's coming apart, beating the shit out of the truck, right? So we pull over, and we're right, like going up this hill, and it's snowing and blowing and miserable. We get out and look. It's a bungee cord. I ran over a bungee cord this is the hook. It was embedded in the tread on the right rear tire. And unfortunately for me, it was a long bungee cord. And it beat the snot out of my truck from the passenger side rear door to the taillight, the whole side. So, and it
ripped the door handle.
Ripped the door handle off. The passenger's door handle's gone. So I went down to Molly's there and ordered a new one. They're getting it painted for me. But do you ever hear of such thing? You spent your life out on the road, probably roped up. I stopped and talked to some police officers that there was a county sheriff and a trooper visiting at Benton at the fire hall.
Yep.
We didn't know what to do. I'm like, I ain't changing the tire out here. I mean, it was brutal.
Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't go. It was so cold. I said, I'm going to stay right here and snuggle up.
I'm
next
like,
to the
Jesus,
fire.
I'm like, we're going to get stuck out here. So I'm like, I was going to pull it out. I reached out. I was like, don't pull it out. I go, we'll pull it out, turn around, we'll go like hell for Penn Yan. He's like, I wouldn't do that. It's going to leak faster.
No, I've never heard of that. But I had a crazy one once when I was working back at the sheriff's office. It was actually not too far away from where I live now, but on 15, basically almost right before you get to Canisius coming out of Livonia, right by Fugel's junkyard, if you remember that area.
I used to live right there.
Right?
Yeah, that's where you live.
Right down on
I get called there for a car deer accident, which is uncommon, right? I get there and I pull up and there's this deer that is in the back seat of this car. The back seat of the car, right? And all I could think about is that movie Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Right? So I ask these guys, that's how I get out, and I go, please tell me you didn't put this deer in the back of your car. They're like, no, we didn't, right? Like
that's where it landed?
We were going so slow that when we hit it, it flipped up over the car, landed on the trunk of the car, and then kicked its way in the back of the car. And I'm telling you, this deer, total disgust.
Was it still alive?
Oh, yeah, still alive. And I had to shoot it, right? So I had to put
in the car.
In the car. So I was trying not to hit the car, and I'm like, what? This is just right. But one of its antlers was broken off in the seat.
It
was a little buck.
Yeah, but enough the antlers are whipping around and tearing stuff up.
It was just like the movie Tommy Boy. Like both side windows were smashed out. The back window was smashed
Lucky
out.
there's nobody in the back seat.
Exactly. Blood everywhere. Right. It was bad. Right. Like, but that's.
And then you shot it.
Then I shot it. I'm trying to like.
Now it's leaking even more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Crime scene.
Yeah.
When I was at the school, there was we had a run with some sick raccoons. I don't know if they're mangy or rabbit. It was in the summer, and I'll never forget. We had one during summer rec. It was out on the grounds between the middle school and the high school. Yep. So we get all the kids that are out there for a rec. We clear the fields and we call the DEC, and they're like, we're tied up, we can't make it out. So they said call the sheriff. So we called the county sheriff, right? And so the county sheriff deputy shows up, and he's like, where is it? So thanks, Josh. Yeah. Try a little buffalo trace here. That'd be a nice little taper off with that. So this deputy, this young kid comes out. So I take him over to where it is. It's in the fence row. I'm like, he's right there, and it's not moving well. It's just kind of like hanging there. Right. So he gets out his gun. He goes, well, I'm going to shoot it. And I'm like, well, that's what I got you here for. I had a shovel. I'm like, if he comes out, I'll whack him on the head with a shovel. So he shoots, right? And then the raccoon moves to a different spot, so I go in there and shimmy him back, and he shoots again. It's like the fourth shot.
Oh, boy.
He's got the gun. He's like, geez, I don't know why I just keep missing. So I said, give me that thing. And he went to give it to me. And then he was like, well, I can't do that. I go, so I'm like, just get up closer to it. But anyways, it was funny. So then he's like, I have to account for my ammunition, And so now we're out there looking, kneeling in the grass, trying to find I would go, I wish you would have told me that. I had one of the boys watching where your empties were going. But, yeah, it was funny. But, yeah, that was bad. And I thought my truck was going to be really messed up. And I got it washed, and I pulled it in here. No, I guess I cleaned it up with a rag because the weather, was so snotty. And I had it in here, and I rubbed out that whole side, and I got it was black marks everywhere from the thing hitting. Yeah, so I got it cleaned up nice. There's just the one dent there. I don't even know if I'll fix it.
Oh, you will. Just like you got to fix your backyard where your son did the lawn job.
Oh, Jesus. Billy, next time you see him, I couldn't believe it. So
we had trucks doing the sausage, everybody was parked in the grass over here.
I had like 15.
I was wondering what was going on in your yard.
I had
Okay.
I had like 15 guys here, and it was supposed to snow that morning, and I don't want to. The town gets upset, rightly so, if I was to block the road.
Yeah.
So I snowblowed a path through my bank there, and I told the guys just when you get it through, I don't care where you go, just go somewhere, park. Let's spread out and get everybody in the yard, so we're not blocking the highway department. So we go. Everybody's packing up, and I didn't realize anybody was ready to leave. It didn't matter. I went downstairs with another guy, taking some stuff down or whatever, and I come up, and half the guys are gone, and I go out and look, and there's grass laying across the top of it. The snow's a foot and a half deep, and I can see where somebody did a donut out there. I'm like, you've got to be kidding.
He's only got 2 sons, and the one's still here, so we figured out who it was. Nobody else would do it.
Nobody else would dare do that. No. I'm rather particular about my, in the neighborhood they refer to me, oh, you're the lawn guy. So
I'll just wait. It'll be payback someday.
Yeah, so Chico says,
the father-in-law is even worse. His father-in-law is the same as his father-in-law.
Yeah, we married sisters, and that's where we got to be this way, the way we are with these
Their yards are, you can't walk on them. They yell at, well, he don't. He yells at me when I walk across his yard. You're breaking the grass. Breaking grass?
So Chico says to me, he goes, I'm standing there shaking my head going, son of a bitch. And he goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, you buy a 12-pack of mother's milk this spring, and I'll come over, and we'll put some topsoil down and help you reseed it.
We'll clean that up.
So Billy's like, I'll fix it when spring comes. I go, don't bother. Me and Chico got it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of kind of a different story, not grass, but I remember vividly my dad, when he taught me how to barbecue, right? Telling me to move the
That's very good.
Thanks. Moving the barbecue away from the house so it doesn't melt the siding, right? So I'm pretty sure it was my honeymoon. He was watching our house, right? And I come back, and I see the siding on the kind of my house is kind of like rippled, right? And I call my dad up, and I go, Dad, hey, remember when I was 16 years old, we had a conversation about moving the grill away from
safely barbecuing?
Right? Safely barbecuing. He goes, well, yeah, maybe. I don't remember. Yeah, sure, that sounds like something I would say. I go, well, did you barbecue at our house while we were gone? He goes, oh, yeah. I go, well, I don't think you moved the grill out far enough away from the thing. And
boy. Is the siding still like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got to look at it just right. But
you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So you got, what was your big one you got this year?
Yeah, so I got lucky. Well, I actually got put a lot of credit to these Tacticam cell cameras, right? Like, we know what buck is in there when, right? Like, it kind of takes the guessing. Is he there? Right. Is he not there? Right? Like, so. But we had never gotten any pictures of this buck prior to this year. So in October, end of October, we get a picture of this buck. Really nice buck. I can probably show you guys the pictures here. I think listeners can't see them, but really, really nice buck on camera. I saw him.
It's interesting sometimes how you'll have cameras out all year long, and then you'll get bucks that you have never seen before.
Never seen.
Yeah.
Yep. So all of a sudden, there they are.
Oh, Jesus.
There he is, right? So he shows up on camera. He immediately turns to our number one. We had a couple other ones that were up there.
Got some long tines on them.
And
oh boy.
I saw him. So then fast forward a couple weeks. I see him. Wow. I see him during bow season with a crossbow, and he's about 90 yards out.
What's the one you got? Big and wide.
And in the same stand that I end up shooting him in December, right? But so I see him twice, just outside, about 90 yards. It's too far for me for my crossbow. I didn't want to take that shot. Saw him twice. Then he goes dark for the whole month of November. Nobody sees him. We get no pictures of him. Nothing. We're like, someone's got him, right? Someone must have shot him.
Right. December
1st, he shows up. We got a picture of him. 3 days later, my buddy sees him, 200 yards out, no shots. And then I harvest him on the 5th. Just great
of December?
Shot. Yeah, December. Yeah. Great morning. It was one of those mornings where the moon was so bright, it was reflecting off of the snow. So like it was bright. 6 o'clock.
That was the last weekend the gun, right?
Yeah, I got into my stand. And at 6 a.m. and you could see forever at that point, right? So I'm sitting down, just got down.
I love those mornings.
Yeah, it was perfect. I didn't even get my heated vest on yet. Like I'm still sitting there, you know, and I'm still warm for the
city hunter.
Oh yeah, still warm from the walk in, you know, and I'm sitting there and I see this doe come walking almost right down the middle of the woods to me. And I get my phone out and about to text my buddy, like, hey, you want a doe? 'Cause I already got 3 in the freezer, you know. And I'm like, do you want one? And I look up, I'm like, wait, there's a buck following her. And I'm like, oh my God, that's him, right? So he comes in, he's following this doe. No idea that I was there. Broadside, about 90 yards, but he's directly behind a tree, right? So I got him in my scope. My eyes are going cross because it was about a half an hour I got him in my scope, right? He's digging at the ground. He's looking at her. There's 2 bucks off the backside.
Was he feeding or making a scrape?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
He was scraping. He was feeding, and there was some a doe that was kind of doing the same thing off that he was watching. But then there was 2 bucks that were fighting. So he was like, he had no idea that I was there, not even a little bit. And he's just looking at her and looking at the bucks, you know. Yeah. But he was directly behind this tree. All I had was this straight, just brisket shot. And I'm like, man, I don't want to take that shot. I go, I'm comfortable. I could take it, but I don't really want to, right? Mm-hmm. I go, he has no idea that I'm there. Right. He's gonna
give me something.
He's gonna give me something at some point, right? Yep. Well, it was about a half an hour. Oh. And the reason why I know that is because I started the text message with my buddy, right? And I knew when the timestamp on it, so I knew that when I first saw him.
That's the worst. When you got
I wouldn't have waited that long.
He'd have got a bullet in the brisket.
It'd have been 3 or 4 minutes. It'd have been a shot at. Goodbye.
Yeah, and so he stepped just right. Gave me a perfect broadside shot. I hit him. He kicks up, you know, and he bounds about 20 yards, and I see him just kind of going like this, wobbling, and his mouth's open, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put another one in this one. I'm not gonna let him go any farther, right? So I put another one in and drop him right there.
So he stopped. He went 20 yards and stopped and whacked him again.
Whacked him again, dropped him right there, and my buddy was. Oh, so I got to back up a little bit. So my buddy that saw him 3 days later or 2 days prior, him and I were hunting the same area because we wanted him, right? And I said, hey, you pick which stand you want to go to, right? So it wasn't like I didn't want him to be like, hey, you know. Yeah.
Take your pick. I'll take what's left.
It's
right?
actually Jimbo Farrell's son-in-law. So
okay.
That's one of my closest buddies, right?
Really? So you hunt with him?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've been good buddies for a long time, and it's one of my close hunting buddies. But it was great to be able to harvest it with him. You know, I think the only thing better would have been able to harvest it with my kiddos. But him and I would have been just excited if he got it, and he was just excited that I got it. You know, and that's what makes the sport fun. You know, and he texted me. He texted me as soon as I shot. He goes, "Is that you?" And then I shot again, and he goes, "Yep, that was you." And he goes, "Is he down?" I go, "Yeah, he's down." He goes, "I'm coming." I go, "No, wait."
Did he know you would only shoot that one?
Yeah.
So he knew you had him.
Yeah. And he goes, "I'm on my way." I'm like, "No, wait." He goes, "I thought you said he was down." I go, "Yeah, he's down." I go, "I just want to give him a couple minutes." Yeah. It was mainly because I couldn't stop shaking. I didn't want to crawl down the tree shaking as much
like
as I was.
Stan Potts, right?
Right.
Give me a minute, folks. Did you ever see them hunting videos? Oh, he'd shoot something and he'd be all nervous. He's like, "Give me a minute, folks."
I have seen them.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was great, you know, and I actually just had him scored.
I was going to say, what did he score?
A couple weeks ago, and he scored 153.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice. Real nice buck. Yeah, super excited.
Elle's got a couple of them, but you've never had him scored.
No.
Jeez. I give up on trying to shoot them. I go to his house. He's just like, I got some nice bucks here. He's got some bucks that are just like 150, 160 class. Never been scored, right? You don't have any of them in a book or anything?
None in the book. I had one scored. It was 156, I think.
That's the one in the corner?
No, that's the 12-point.
In the corner?
In the middle.
By the door. Yeah. The other one in the corner you never had scored. That one's bigger, I think.
Probably.
I'm not kidding you. Yeah. They're huge.
He's got one that's, what did we figure it was, 18-pointer?
Oh,
nothing was longer than this.
Oh, he was
You got a picture of that?
No, I should have one.
This thing is like the ugliest deer orange you've ever seen.
What was it? The crypto?
They call it something. Yeah.
Was it
this big around at the base, both sides?
Wow.
And it just went
just massive.
It's only like this big, both sides, and nothing came out. No brow points. None of that normal stuff.
No.
What's that called? Have you heard of that condition where a buck will have either a testosterone thing, or I want to say a crypto chid or crypto chid?
You're on the track, yeah. I'm not.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah, so that's what he got, because he showed me that. I'm like, oh, that's one of them bucks that just could not.
Unbelievable.
But we could put it here, and I could count the points right around the table, and we will not come up with the same number.
Really?
Yeah. It's unbelievable what
Right?
it looks like. Yeah. It's unbelievable. I mean, if he wanted to go at somebody, it looked like two rhino horns going at him. And there's nothing big on it, but it's just big around.
And it rubbed where the antler on the one side, perfect around its eye, so it could see. So it knew something was growing.
It was growing in
and
front of his eye.
I mean, it's perfectly shaped around his around his eye.
Interesting.
Yeah, the horn is.
Yeah.
They shaped it almost.
If I were you didn't show that off enough, as far as I'm concerned. I'd show that off to everybody. It's just weird. It's just something nobody ever sees.
Right.
You don't see nothing like that.
No.
Ever.
That's a crazy buck.
It was.
I tell you what, I went to the New York State Big Buck Banquet last year.
Did you?
My buddy harvested one 2 years ago, and he invited me to go with him, which was nice, and there was some really nice bucks there, right? Like
incredible.
Beautiful bucks. But I tell you what, this is a plug for any taxidermists that are listening, right? Like, there was some really horrible mounts there.
Really?
Yeah, like mounts that were like really bad.
You
And
don't see.
I would have been horrified if I hope my buck doesn't go back looking like there was these 160, 170 class bucks that are just beautiful bucks of a lifetime, and the mounts looked horrible. The faces were all deranged, and it was just I would say that was one thing that I would took from that is spend the money to get a good mount done, and they're not cheap nowadays. I'm dropping $900.
I was going to say,
what you got?
The last one I got was quite a few years ago. That was $550, I think it was.
I think the first one I ever got was $375.
Yeah, a lot of them up there were in the $375 range,
But I tell you what, those look good compared to those are really good compared to some of the ones I saw at the.
You got any inside, Bill? You got any inside? Not allowed.
My wife frowned upon that. So I had that one.
I'm surprised Al's letting his. Al's got one in.
He solicited my assistance.
He got one in this year, just the European mount.
I know.
I looked at it and went, wow, Martha.
So him and I went in there to have a Manhattan, and we had the mount. We just got this from Jimmy Farrell's. We're like, we told Martha, like, you can't put this outside. Well, how about right up here? And we started in. Next thing you know, we got a hammer and a nail, and we're putting it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need another one over there, Al. So he's got a few in there now.
He does.
I'm wondering if I got a.
My wife was the same way. She said nothing in the house, and this year I was able to hang one in my son's room because she knows how much he loves hunting, right? Yeah. So I hung one in my son's room, and I told him that when I get this one back this year, it's going to
go in his room.
Go in his room. We're going to swap them out. So
we had when we moved, I had all these heads were in our house, our other house over on Bean Hill Road, and I put them in my buddy's attic. Or in his third floor there, spare bedroom. Then we come over here and I got everything painted, and I brought him over, and I thought I'd put him in the house. I got a nice double, whatever you call it. The ceiling's really high there in that center entrance, and I'm like, I'll put them all up the wall. And she's like, no, I don't think so. First whole half of our married life, we had all these things in the house. She goes, you got a beautiful garage, put them out there.
Yeah.
So, but she did. I shot that big one. It was my biggest buck with a bow 2 years ago, and I had it on a plaque out here. She goes, you can bring that in if you want. It's a really pretty one. So I never did get that scored, but it's got to be 135 or 140. It was my biggest archery kill, so that was nice. So will you hold out for something that you want to try and get bigger?
That's my plan. Yeah, I'll shoot as many doe though. I'll keep shooting doe as much as they can. I like to take them early too. If I know I'm going to be able to cut them up or do
Al and I were talking about that. We like to take the does early,
Yeah, because that way you don't feel like you're rushed. Don't feel like you're rushed in the, the late season.
We got We're blessed that we have
it's some big ones.
2 cutting areas. We got Bill cuts here with his family and friends, and we've helped him here. And we got a place that we cut all our deer and
I think
process it all ourselves.
We did like 60 deer between the two of
nice.
us.
Yeah,
For sure. Yep.
Nice.
I've been doing it since I was 10 years old.
That's a dandy.
That's our niece.
That's a dandy.
That's our niece. That's a muley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New
That's
Mexico.
She's in New Mexico.
Yeah. It kind of looks a little bit like my deer this year. I got that split G2.
Trying to think though, there was a guy. I don't know if you know him. His name is. I don't know how Billy knows. He says Big Al needs an inhaler. Oh, that's from. I sent him the video of you.
There's my kiddo holding it. The one I got.
Yeah. Very nice. Whereabouts?
Where I got it? Where did I get him? Down in Groveland.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That down by the swamps?
Just south of Troop Barracks.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Wow. Heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was nice.
So there was. I don't know if you know Jim Vogel. You know him? Now I don't know.
I know a Dan Vogel, but not a Jim.
So Jim's from over Dansville,
Oh,
South
so
Dansville.
probably, yeah, okay.
That
Yeah.
Vogel family that
Yeah,
hunts up
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yep.
He shot a buck up there this year. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he does his own Euros. I stopped over to his house. He's part of our PA crew, and he had a buck. I can't remember what it measured, but it was huge. And he had it in his garage on the table there, and he had it in a pot, and he was boiling it down, making a Euro.
Yep.
Shit. He had shot it, I don't know, a couple days earlier. I was probably down there in the week. He shot it on the weekend or whatever. He still had, his eye was like all blood. He had a scar. He scoped himself shooting it, you know? Yeah. But this buck, it was like one of the biggest bucks I've ever held. And he shot it up somewhere up on the hill there in Dansville to the east of town there.
Okay.
But, yeah, and I thought I probably got a picture on here somewhere, but I'll tell you what, there was some big bucks killed this year in New York.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Oh, yeah.
We went last year. Last
year was the one where Al hunts. His buddy that he hunts with shot the biggest buck in New York State.
Oh yeah, was it that one that was over in Caledonia?
Scored 182 or
something like that. Yeah.
Was this some? So a buddy of mine, Joe Zambito, shot one over there. That was 183 or something.
In Caledonia way?
Yep. And then
I think I remember that.
Matt Orman and Matt Satora shot one. That was a real nice one.
He's a basketball coach.
That scored 192 or 194 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
Where was that at?
That was over.
Like what township?
It was Leicester.
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's like over where Coles is, where Mark Coles' place is.
Yep.
They shoot some giants over there.
Big blocks over there.
Yeah, Pavilion. Is his land? His farm's in Pavilion.
Pavilion.
Right? Yeah.
That's his in-laws too.
Right.
His in-laws.
Yeah, it's his wife's parents' place.
Swedes.
There.
Yeah, so they're
Swedes.
Yeah, so there it is. It's 194.
Jesus.
You shot that?
Matt Satora.
Wow.
Over in Leicester. Great. I got a
Very
picture of him
nice.
actually behind it. That was at the big buck banquet actually, and I took a picture of it and I said, "Matt, are you here?" And he was like, "No, my dad's here."
So Josh, we went out to the Northeast Big Buck Club banquet in whatever it was, Massachusetts. Oh my God! It was like I would recommend anybody to do that, even if we went because my brother had one that was, he was being awarded or whatever. My brother Tim for a buck we called Hercules, and so he had that on. So he was like, I wasn't going to go, but then I thought I should, so I'll take the head. And him and his wife were going, so a bunch of us went. And we got hotel rooms, and we drove out there, went to the banquet, spent the night, drove back. Oh my God! It was just cool to see.
Yeah.
From Connecticut, Massachusetts. I mean, some monsters from Connecticut. Yeah. Unbelievable! It was like to be in a room with with 5 states worth of big bucks. And there was several that we sat next to the guys from. Are
they all free range? You think?
Oh yeah.
Some of them are raised or.
Yeah. No. They were all wild fair chase. The the guys who owns the archery shop in Dansville.
Bragel?
They got the no. He's got the water.
Oh
system.
yeah.
I can't remember the guy's
just like
name.
you're going out towards Stony Brook.
Yeah, right before the old sawmill there.
He comes to our event.
Yeah.
Whitetails
So
Bank.
he was coincidentally. I mean, this place there's hundreds of people, right? Him and his group and his family were sitting at the table right behind us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Small
My
world.
brother ended up going to see him at his shop and bought a bow from him, you know, Matthews or something. Yeah. But yeah, that was. I mean, to go there, like if you've never been,
right?
It's just really cool to see. Like some, it's like holy crap.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yes, exactly. They're out there.
Hey, I tell you what, New York produces some nice bucks too.
Yeah.
You know, New York really does. You know, that's.
And we don't have the antler restrictions, you know. I mean, you look at like PA's got antler restrictions statewide, but I think you get more and more guys that are pretty selective, you know, like yourself. I'm not, right? Like I'm an opportunistic hunter. Like all of a sudden I'll pass little bucks, and all of a sudden it'll just hit me. I'm like, I'm killing that buck, and I kill it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a meat hunter, and the guys always used to bust my chops because I shot literally the smallest bucks and the biggest bucks over the years, you know. At our camp. Yeah. But I mean, you kind of hold out, don't you? Now hold out. Like, that's why. But you know, he'll hold out till noon. He hunted one day with his crossbow. The last 2 years, I think, first day out.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Yep, first day out, he was like 9:30 in the morning. I'll get a text from him with this big buck, this 200 pounds. He's like, got one. He'll say.
He always tells me, I'm not taking my gun for a walk or my bow for a walk. I'm out to kill something.
Okay. Yep. You got a lot of them.
Yeah, why get out of the bed if you're not going to shoot something?
Yeah.
If you got a chance.
Yeah, well, fill up the freezer. He's got to feed you because you're not shooting anymore. You're only cutting.
Somebody's got to feed me. Yeah, I'll cut them all up. I'll give you
Yep.
the best steaks and roast you ever want.
Chico said, "I'll cut all day, but I ain't hunting them. I'm done."
No more. Done hunting.
I cut up all my own. You know.
Do you? You do your own butchering?
I do.
You know what you
my
got.
knife is if my knife is nice and sharp, I can from start to finish. It's about an hour and a half.
That's
Takes
not
me.
bad.
No.
By yourself?
By myself.
Oh, that's really good.
Very
Except
good.
for when it's really if the deer freezes, it's like twice as long.
Oh yeah,
it's terrible.
It's once it freezes, like my buck, because I was taking it to go get, and the guy was only available certain days, right? So I let it hang, and then when I got it back, it was like an ice cube, and it took me almost 3 hours to
this year especially.
You can't even get the hide off.
Oh, it was painful.
Normally you don't have that, but this year you did.
Yeah.
'Cause we had some freeze up. We had to put the salamanders on them.
I would bring them
just
like
to thaw them out.
I'd get them in here. Luckily, I have a walk-in cooler,
That's nice. That's huge.
which is great. I built it for the early part of the season, and it works fantastic for
Is
that.
that what's in the little cutout here?
Yeah, that's all like super insulated, and then I got a cool bot system in there.
Nice.
So I can, it can be 60s outside, and I'll have it 38, in there. I can hold it right there. But the other thing is, like if you go in that room when it's 10 degrees out, it'll be 42.
Yeah.
So like we had a bunch of meat that we ground up on Friday to get ready to stuff into links because if you can like get it mixed up and let it sit overnight and let the seasoning kind of soak, you get a better sausage,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know where the hell I'm going to put these. If I put them in my truck, they're going to freeze. And Chico's like, why don't you put them in your little room there? And I'm like, I never thought of that. So I took my thermometer. I went in there and put it. It worked perfect. I put them in there in the morning. It was nice and cold. Didn't freeze. It was perfect. Yep. So yeah, it's amazing how some properties too will hold the big bucks, like that Caledonia property where you go. I mean, there's like you guys don't kill a lot of bucks on there, but the neighbors, people around are.
That's the thing. That's almost like a sanctuary.
Yeah.
We keep the guns tipped until you're ready to take the one you want,
and then you get out. And get out of there because then you got right out of there, and it allows them to have a little sanctuary, protect them for the season.
Correct.
But you don't get a lot of that, We have
be the right situation basically, and we're there. So
I'll tell you what me and my hunting group decided to do. I would say probably within the last 5 or 6 years is really wind direction, hunt the wind direction.
Oh, Billy's a lot of people big on that.
It really, in my opinion, it really does change the game a little bit, and hunting, not penetrating your land too much either. Finding ways you can get in and out quietly and not disturbing too much, right? Yeah. Like that's huge. And when early on in my hunting, we would try to get into the deepest, that we think that's where they're going to hide. That's where they're bedding down. But they're smarter than we are.
You're blowing
and
that
you're blowing it up by the time you get there. You know.
Yeah, I think that that's one of the problems. Like our camp, you don't go too far. I don't know. It's probably
a couple hundred yards off the road,
300-400 yards up the hill there.
Maybe.
But then you get in there, and from there, everything spider webs out. So if guys are taking ATVs, you're running through the property.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't get hit that hard, but earlier in season when it's not getting hard at all, and like I'll drive around I have access in off another road, and I'll drive in and park and then walk in to hunt that edge instead of going all the way across the property. Yep. But I do believe that makes a difference because when you get right into hunting season and, you got guys staying at camp, and so you got 6 or 7 guys going out in the morning. Yeah. I think you're like,
and whatever the way the wind's blowing, they're picking up all their scents.
There,
wherever.
Yep.
You never know what they're picking up.
Right.
Like that.
So it is. I agree with you to have an area that first of all, and to not get in too deep. I think that was. Right. We had a property that my buddy and I leased. That was down the road. It's on the other side of Hunts Hollow. It actually borders Hunts Hollow Ski Club on the north side, Monkey Run there. So we had a bunch of land up in there, and which was funny when you were telling the story about taking over as land manager, and you'd go in there and people, like, I've been hunting here for 25 years, So we leased this land, and so I'm like out hunting, and I'm still hunting around thinking I got all this like 200 acres to myself, right? And I bump into this guy, and it's like a fella probably your age, and his dad and his son. The three of them, they're hunting together, And, they're like, the guy's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, good, how you doing? He goes, this is posted property. I go, yeah, I know. He goes, well, you're not supposed to be in here. I'm like, well, you're not supposed to be in here. And he goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, I lease this property. I got the lease, and I'm supposed to have exclusive rights to it, me and my buddy and our guest. So anyways, long story short, I mean, I couldn't bring myself to kick out a dad and his
kids
and his kid and his grandpa's there. I'm like, just like stay like in this area, and I'll know that you're over here, and I won't, They're like, yeah, we've been hunting over here. I used to bring him here when he was a boy, and it's like, we gave up the lease because it's like it's not worth fighting with the locals that spent their whole life hunting there, But the first lease. The reason I was going to tell you about that is because the people that lived there, their house was right smack dab in the middle.
Oh.
So they're driving in the driveway and driving up, and so it was just like the best hunting was like right behind their house. But then they're out and they're like, "Hey, get the dog there, honey," and they're like, it was just like it wasn't good,
Yeah. I leased some property before the stuff. I got lucky that I'm managing now, and farmers are great about allowing people to hunt because they want deer killed, right? So we met with this local farmer. He said, "Yep, we'll give you guys exclusive rights, and anyone who comes to us, or we'll point them your way." We're like, "Oh, perfect, great, right?" One thing I learned also is he had parcels all over the place, and it's tough to manage parcels all over the place, right?
You have one contiguous piece of ground.
It's a lot easier to manage, right? Exactly. So that was one issue that we had with it. The second issue is about the second year in. We're coming across people, and we're walking up to them like, hey, what are you doing here? Well, the farmer so-and-so gave me permission. We're like, well, he was supposed to send you our way, and when did he give you permission? Well, last week. We're like, okay. So then we go to the farmer, and the farmer's like, and we're like, hey, like, you told us we had, you were going to send everyone our way, just so we can keep track of who's out there. And he goes, yeah, he's a farmhand's uncle's brother. We're like, okay.
I couldn't tell him no.
So exactly. So I did that for about 2 or 3 years. We just found out he wasn't following up on his end. So we were like, you know what, we're gonna move on. And we parted ways cordially, and then luckily I fell into this other one, and it's worked out great. And I remember, so when I first went in, I said, I need to know up front who's grandfathered in, right? Like I need to know whose brother's uncle's cousin is allowed to hunt this for, and they gave me 2 names, and those 2 guys are still hunting there to this day, right? So it's, it is what it is. Just when you ever get any managed a property, there's certain things you have to, like, if you go in with this grand plan of idea of, managing this, and like there's
plots and this and that.
There's a lot of outside factors that can
there really is
that can weigh into it. If you don't own the property yourself, right?
Right. When it's funny, Billy's got.
You do what you got to do.
Yep.
To be able to hunt it.
Yep.
Billy's got. He's got the family farm out there, that his wife's family farm, and they sold like a big piece of the farm to the cousin who's got a huge dairy farm, but they kept a bunch of acreage in a woodlot. But they're the same way. They hunt like, oh, we can't hunt that today because there's a north wind and it doesn't hunt well in a north wind. Those guys are like religious about wind.
And if you follow it, you probably will.
Well, in their area, it holds true. But you go up to our place, you go up to camp, and you go up in there. I'll sit in the stand, and I'll have the wind blowing every damn direction, like it's blowing like a. I was sitting there last year bow hunting, and I got the wind blowing like downhill towards the pond. It was the same stand that that AJ shot that 9-point out.
That's because it's like this, Bill.
Yeah, I know. And then the next thing you know, the wind's blowing across. Yeah. It's blowing south. Yeah. And then it's blowing it's coming out of the southeast,
Coming right up by.
And then right about that time, I turn around, I see a nice buck coming down to me. And he wins me. He gets right to like right.
And that I think they wind you, but like where we hunt and rush, they're so used to people's scents. I don't think they really wind you anymore. I mean, we're hunting around. We're not within 400 or 500 feet of somebody's house,
right?
But we're close.
You're in backyards, basically.
We're in people's backyards, and they smell people. They.
I don't think they're near as alarmed there.
Right. No, exactly.
But boy, I'll tell you,
out your way,
that's
you got to worry about the scent.
In that hill country, I'm telling you, that wind will blow. You have to understand the thermals.
Oh yeah.
And you have to know, like when you get a west wind, a hard west wind, there's certain spots where you can go, and that wind will be like a due north wind because of the way it wraps around the hills, and it's just crazy. Yeah. Understanding wind in those areas,
Yeah. Have you ever seen that show Chasing Tail?
No.
So I don't think it's on TV anymore, but it was on like the History Channel. It was on a channel you wouldn't necessarily think a hunting channel would be on, right? And I came across it one day. This was a handful of years ago now, and it's a great show. So it's guys like us that grew up kind of in this, out here, but they go and they hunt. They get permission to hunt in like
it's a hunting show,
suburbia like Connecticut with like millions and millions of dollars of houses, right? And it's great. This one episode just stands out in my mind. Like, look, there's this house that's just something you see in the movies. This multi-million-dollar house. And there's one tree in the front yard, right?
And the guy's
in it, right? and he's hunting it. And they come out for their family pictures, and he's in the hunting tree and his orange, He's in the family picture, What I liked about the show was it was very educational. Like, they would throw stats down the bottom, like how many thousands of dollars a year deer accidents cost, and how much damage deer actually do to these properties, right? So I really liked it for that part of it, right? It was there was some comical parts of it too, but it was a great show.
But and then that's getting to be a big thing, over the last few years. You probably like there was a podcast. It was called like Suburban Hunter or Suburban Deer Hunting or something, and there's guys that like specialize in that.
And they'll go 1 to 2 acres.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and they're in Virginia in a neighborhood, and they got small plots, and it's like they won't shoot a deer unless it's like at 10 yards, and because they got to know that they can put that deer down,
right?
Within 50 yards, because it's gonna be the neighbor's property,
right?
That's like my house. That's like my house.
Yeah, exactly.
Or here,
it's crazy. Well, hey, we should look at wrapping up. We've kind of been down every rabbit hole that came along the way. There's probably more we could do, but we should just want to hit again, Josh, on your event coming up. And we were talking today, all joking aside, a bunch of us were talking, we were out coyote hunting, which, by the way, another rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
You won't believe this, but there was fresh bear tracks out there today.
Oh, really? 2 years ago at my house.
Oh.
So it's not that far away from
What was weird, we couldn't believe in this swamp area, wherever area it is, right? It's been cold. We haven't had a winter like this in a long time.
No.
And there's a bear out. And the guy that stumbled, I didn't see the tracks myself, but one of our guys in the group was hunting, and he seen the tracks, and he seen where they were in the cornfield digging. I mean, the thing's out eating.
I thought they were supposed to hibernate this time of year.
Well, they do, and I guess, I don't
But
know.
where?
If you want to get technical, they're not
would they
a
be?
true hibernator, but they do go into a deep sleep. They get the plug.
Right.
But this has got to be a boar because there's no sows usually that would stay out all winter.
Well.
But it's just like I could not believe it when he said. And if of all the guys, if he said he saw a bear
Right,
track,
yeah.
he saw a
That's
bear
right.
track. He said they were like fresh this morning. Crazy.
They're
But
around.
anyways, we were all out hunting, and afterwards we were talking about this event and that you've got coming up. And I said, a bunch of us ought to go. Get a bunch. So I think I know.
I know you mentioned earlier the full rut table, we call it, right?
Yeah.
It get kind of expensive. Those are made for like businesses that are bringing guests and write-offs, right? But you walk away with a gun. The sponsor, the
Well, that's
table
what
gets a
the
gun,
nice
right?
thing is that you get a table gun, and
it's $60 for every just to walk in the door, right? That's
right.
the original.
How big are your tables? 10 or 12?
We can do 8 to 10. And like I said, there's
So it's $250 a piece. It's going to be.
Oh,
hard,
you're talking
hard.
about the rut table?
Yeah, if I wanted.
Oh, yeah, you can fit 10 people on there. Yeah.
But it would be hard for me to get 10 guys that would cough up $250.
Oh, exactly. And my personal.
But you get a lot of other stuff with that. You get a lot of tickets.
Exactly.
You get hats. You get mugs.
The best.
I mean, you get a lot of stuff.
The best bang for our buck at ours, and this is what I've done for the last 5 years, is do a sponsorship.
I saw the
basically it's 2
sponsorship.
guys, and if you split it, I think the sponsorship this year it went up last year.
$350
$350,
cash.
right? You split that between 2 guys. You're spending that between your ticket and then buying raffle tickets as well, anyway.
Yeah.
So and then you get a hat, you get a mug, you get every.
So
year
I'll read this, and folks can go on. If you go online, I would tell our listeners to go to Whitetails Unlimited, and there's a tab on their webpage that says events, and if you click on that event, you can either put in your zip code or your town, et cetera, or you can put all of it. Your state, your town, your zip code. And they'll pop up, and you can find the Stony Brook, New York chapter banquet. Yep. It's March 28th. The deadline for tickets is the 14th of March.
And we usually sell out, too. So.
Yes, and it's in Dansville Fire Department. Is that an exempts club or something?
No, it's the actual fire department. They literally pull the
trucks out.
Pull the trucks out, and we're in the base.
I figured they must have had a big exempts club or something.
Yep.
So for tickets, I'm going to put this out that you can call Mike in the evening until 8 p.m. at 585-519-8740. You'll see that if you look this up. And you can buy a single ticket for $60. A ticket for your spouse to attend as well would be an additional $45. Child's ticket, 15 and under, is $35. And then the sponsor that Josh just mentioned. So if you buy a sponsor ticket, you donate $350 in cash or $500 in approved merchandise, and receive 2 banquet tickets, includes 1 membership to the Whitetails Unlimited, right?
You get a magazine.
And
that's nice.
2 Whitetail Unlimited chapter drink mugs, 4 big buck drawing packages, which would be some of the prizes, raffles, right?
Yep. Great raffles too.
And then sponsor drinkware set, a cap, a Whitetail Unlimited cap, and recognition as a special guest and entry into a sponsor-only gun drawing. So
every 7 sponsor wins a gun.
Yeah, so they have 1 firearm for every 7 sponsors. So you got a 1 in 7 chance. I mean, that's a good package right there.
It really is.
Purchase before February 28th and receive an additional free big buck drawing package, which is a good deal. So there's that, and then the full rut table is $2,500. You get a lot of stuff there, but like you say, really dollar for dollar, probably the sponsor is a great way to go.
Yeah. And then all the games and all the raffles, like that we talked about before, with the mystery blind, and then the mystery bag that we have, and then the gun board with the cards. And
so what's the mystery blind?
Mystery blind is we don't know what's in the mystery, right? It's a blind, and it's got a lot of good stuff. And
do you get everything that's in the blind?
Exactly.
Okay.
And
all right, cool.
Let's just say it's worth your.
What's the blind? Is it a pop-up?
Yeah, it's just a pop-up. Yeah, the blind is.
I don't know if
the blind is probably
probably not like one of ours.
The blind is probably the cheapest thing in that pack.
Gotcha.
So just to get there's usually 1 or 2 guns and a crossbow or something in there. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but there's
good stuff.
For people that have been there in the past. I'm not spoiling anything. That's usually what's in there, right? So
I think that you would want to get your ticket before
the 14th, well before the 14th, because you do, like, what's your number? Where do you sell out? Like, do you
300.
get a hard stop at 300? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I know last year, I think my neighbor and my buddy Corey Figueredo from Future Forest Consultants, I think he was there.
Oh, nice. Good. Okay.
And I also a couple friends of mine from town here were there, and Tim and I, my brother Tim and I, almost came, but I think we'll go this year. We'll put together a group, from the coyote hunters and from Pert Near Outdoors, and
it's a good time. It really is.
Oh, we used to do the Limb Hangers National Wild Turkey Federation at the Lima Country Club.
Yep.
And my wife doesn't listen, so I say it, but I would blow a shit ton of money. And we had so much fun, but we came home with a lot of stuff. Yeah. I was big. I like buying the artwork. Like, you have these really nice prints, so I like the artwork. But
we have those there.
We won guns.
I like what your grandson won last year. The cook.
Oh, the meal.
Yeah.
Were you with us? Did you go up to it?
I went up.
Yeah.
I went up to the.
I didn't
go to the
Shed Fest.
The Shed Fest.
No, but you went to
I went to the meal.
So my son Billy won.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever heard of Ellsworth Cooks, Jason Ellsworth, but he cooked for like Lee and Tiffany Lukoski and all that. He cooks for these camps.
Gotcha.
But anyways, he friends of ours, and he came to our Shed Fest event, and he raffled off an event, Ellsworth Cooks camp dinner. So we went to our buddy's place, Josh Van Sciver's place up in Bristol, and we had him come. He lives in Texas now, but he came up and he cooked. And my grandson wanted chicken fingers. Oh my God!
He's the one who won it.
Got this five-star chef coming in.
It was his ticket that won it.
Yeah.
But
6-year-old.
So he was cooking. He was cooking us moose and bear.
Oh yeah.
We cooked up.
Right
we brought the meat.
Venison.
Right on the open fire.
Right on the open. Oh my God! It was so good.
He brought that with him.
What's that?
The fire pit.
Yeah.
He brought that from Texas.
That's something he sells.
Well, he works for, I think the company's named Brio or something like that. But he sells, so he reps for their grill.
The grill, the way.
But we all ate till we couldn't eat anymore, and then we had a moose meatloaf, and then he made the chicken fingers for the kids.
Yeah,
the best freaking chicken fingers you ever had. It. Weren't they good?
Fried chicken wings and that was something different.
It was unbelievable.
Very good.
Yeah. So where were we when we got sidetracked onto the? We were talking about the prizes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
that was one of the prizes I was talking about. Maybe get this guy to come.
Yeah.
Do another cook for
Chico wants to relive that night.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you give him, if you get him to donate a thing, we'll get you guys a free sponsorship. Because I'm sure he's more than $500.
He loves. He's a good guy.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
Very nice.
we had so much fun. I don't know if
we brought most of the meat. Most of us.
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
Some of us brought the.
You know, we're up in Bristol. I don't know. Is that the old Girl Scout camp or Boy Scout?
I know exactly where that's at. Yeah.
Old Egypt Road or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's where we were.
Josh, our buddy, bought the whole thing.
Oh.
And the house, you wouldn't believe the house. It's a lodge, and he Airbnbs it now. Okay. But he was remodeling his house, so him and his wife and the family, everybody was living there. But they still had us come in and we cooked out there.
The barn is gigantic.
Yeah,
beautiful.
All heated floors. I mean, just a gorgeous
TVs.
place. And you go up back, and he's got food plots, and he's got probably 350 acres there. I would say. So yeah, Josh, good dude. And welcomed us in there to have our dinner there, so it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Well, but yeah, we'll come up to that and check it out, and look forward to seeing you there at that. And I appreciate you stopping by for this. Before we go, I do want to, because I don't know when I'll have another chance coming up quick, but I'm always pimping for the Huntworks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of their shop.
Hard-working
some bitches they are. And so me and Al and cousin Albert Mack, we're kind of like their day crew. We do blind setup and stuff like that, and we help them with the shows. But anyways, I want to remind everybody that we have the Western New York the Travel and Sports Expo coming up in March, the first weekend in March. So I think that's like the 5th. Stand by.
I think you're right, because the first is a Sunday, right?
All right, so that is the show is going to be Friday the 6th, Saturday the 7th, and wrapping up on the 8th Sunday. So we'll be there. We'll have we're going to have our full size booth. We got blinds. tree stands, crossbows, all sorts of accessories, Tacticam cameras.
Where's that going to be?
It's at the
Hamburg.
in Erie County Fair Grounds there in Hamburg, New York. So we're at the fairgrounds in Hamburg, and we have an inside display there, and it's huge. We have 4 booths that we put together, and we'll have tower blinds up and buck huts and some banks blinds and everything. So we have a huge display. It actually takes us an entire day to move in. So I just wanted to remind folks we're going to be there. We did not do the show up in Syracuse this year, and thank God we didn't, given the weather and everything. They ended up closing on Sunday.
Shut the day down.
They shut it down, so we would have lost a day, which would have been a day in sales, and we struggle to cover costs there as it is anyway. So it's but we love the Western New York show, that Hamburg show. We will be there, and I hope folks stop out to see us. The first weekend of March, Al will be basking on the beaches of Florida.
I'll be coyote hunting because nobody else will be out coyote hunting.
I know.
You'll all be up there, and
Albert's going to be with me, and I'll be up there. Al will be in Florida. It'll be just Chico and Joe.
I'll be coyote hunting.
And your Shed Fest is usually April.
April,
right?
so we got to pick a date for that and start pushing that out again. And
I didn't go to that last year.
I think
I will this year.
I don't know. I think that venue Have you been to Solitude
I have,
Brewing?
yeah. Supposedly they're expanding.
Yeah, I heard they were.
Really?
And they have now. They have the rooftop.
Yeah.
Right.
And you've been out back to the Grove or whatever they call it.
Yeah. I've never been.
Very nice out there. So I think that worked out really good. I haven't talked to Billy, but I believe we're going to do it there again, and probably do the same thing. Benefit some kids. We went and toured when we donated the money to the Rotary Sunshine Camp. They took us on a tour. I had no idea. I mean, the place is beautiful with ponds, fishing for the kids. Kayaks for them, swimming pool. They had tree forts and
the people that build the tree forts on TV came in there.
Oh, really?
Did you ever see that tree house?
Yeah.
They came in there, did an episode.
Right now.
Right. You wouldn't believe the tree house in there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So
Chuck knows that guy very well.
Chuck helped, I think, to build that.
Yeah.
So so we'll have the Shed Fest coming up, and until as we get ready to announce that, we'll get past the Hamburg show, and then we'll be talking a little bit about Shed Fest and roll out some dates for that and get that going. But Josh, thanks for joining me and stopping in, and looking forward to seeing you down at the chapter. And I did not realize, I really didn't know, we've been active with NDA, and they do a lot with habitat work and lobbying efforts and things, but I didn't really know what Whitetails Unlimited did. What's the mission, But it sounds like it's a lot at grassroots level, getting people, into recruitment and retention and reactivation, right? The 3 R's. So, I mean, that's really cool stuff, and that's what we're all about. And but as importantly, we're all about having a good time and talking deer hunting with friends. And, that's the beauty of these banquets. If you go, even if you just go buy the banquet ticket and be there for the night and have a couple drinks and visit with like-minded people, it's a great event, and good time. Who cooks? Is the fire department cook? Ladies Auxiliary?
Yep. No, the actual firefighters.
Really? Are we having hot dogs and macaroni salad?
I don't know what's on the menu this year, but it's not bad. It's banquet food, it's like pasta and chicken.
I know a couple dudes down in Dansville that can really cook.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in the fire department, but I bet there's some of them. I bet they do a good job for you. So
That's good. We haven't had any complaints about that. The only complaints we ever had on it was it was too long, and we're really doing our best to try to condense it.
So we come down. Should we be there at 4?
So the doors open supposedly at 4. Last year we opened up a little early, and there's a line.
Really?
There will be a line out the door at 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good time. I tell you, there's 300.
But the raffles don't start till after dinner, or
you don't. Yeah, exactly. The raffles don't get pulled until after.
So from 4 till 6. 6 is dinner.
Yep.
And from 4 till 6 is go around, look at what you want, and buy, buy
Yep.
tickets and games and whatnot.
Exactly.
All right.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you'll see a whole bunch of our smiling faces down there.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know if I'll get Billy down there. Might get Jimmy. He's close enough. He's right in Livonia, so might get Jimmy. We'll get a bunch of the guys. I think my brother Tim will come. You met him.
Yep.
Yeah. You remember meeting Tim? Wegmans parking lot in Geneva.
Uh-oh.
Do you remember there was a case where there was a a weapon found where there was an officer involved.
Oh,
you know what? Yeah.
What the hell were you doing in Geneva? That's
Me help with Tim.
So
way out of your,
you're gonna
way
love
out of
it.
your jurisdiction.
So Tim and his buddy leased this land.
Oh.
And it's their hunting lease, and they're going there, and on the episode, it's on the podcast, you'll hear about it, they find a body.
Oh, really?
Ends up being a body that the Livingston County Sheriff's Department would very much like to know about.
Oh, boy.
So they find out about it. So then,
oh, boy.
Then the boys are in there, they're shed hunting, right? And they find a gun. And I don't know, I'm assuming it's all rusted, had been there for years or whatever. But anyways, they find a gun.
Huh.
So they let the Sheriff's Department. But then, you know, I mean, you got to figure out what's going on here. So Tim's on his way home, and he calls me. He's like, "You're not going to believe this." He goes, "I get out of work. I get a call from Livingston County Sheriff. They want to meet me at Wegmans in Geneva." And he goes, "Come to find out, they had Tyler at the same time wherever he works. Like they were interviewing us both at the same time."
Get the story straight.
I go, "Who was interviewing you?" He goes, "Josh Monster." I go, "You got to be shitting me." I go, "He's a friend of mine." Yeah. But he goes, "Yeah." He goes, I was like, "I don't know." But anyways, it was Tim, that was Tim.
Yep. Wow.
He's the one that shot Hercules. Big deer hunter.
Down there? Or no?
No, he shot that in our farm in Lima,
Gotcha.
south part of Lima.
Right down the road here.
Down by Jimmy Farrell's. Jimmy had been watching that. He wasn't happy.
Bring it up.
He's never happy.
Is Jimmy ever happy? Right? Exactly. Right?
He's never happy. What the fuck?
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. It was a great podcast. Enjoyed the time with you. It's nice to reconnect. I'm glad Chico got to come down and see you. And always good to have Big Al on.
I had to see Josh.
Yeah,
that's right.
When I heard his name, I'm like, I'm going to be here to see him.
He said, "I'm going to be here," but he goes, "I'm not being on it. I don't want nothing to do with it."
I just wanted to see you.
All right. Hey, we'll see you at the banquet, everybody. Remember, get your tickets sooner than later. They're going to sell out. So looking forward to Stony Brook, New York chapter of the banquet. And then stop and see me at Hamburg Fairgrounds with the Huntworks. We'll be feeding them. See ya.